G'day and welcome. Firstly, let me apologise if your left channel is the only one producing sound. It's nothing to do with your machine, it is my microphone. I've got to buy a new one, haven't had time. So there's a few bits and pieces in here that you will have seen in the last video on the Takata airbags. This is a lighter hearted one. So this little banger I use for a lot of purposes, including cruising shopping centre car parks like this. And I wanted to look a little bit more respectable, so I had a crack at painting the guard and made a total mess of it. So my daughter laughed at it and she said, you know what, I reckon I can do better. So she accepted the challenge and did a mighty fine job. So aside from cruising car parks looking for a spot so I can go and do some grocery shopping, it's not unusual to find this car parked in all sorts of unusual places. It also does a fair bit of the takeaway food run. Come to think of it, it does quite a lot of the takeaway food run. It's also used for a bit of stalking. Here it is outside my old house in Heathmont while I'm trying to figure out what they're doing with it. It also does the disabled run. Here it is in the Eastland car park. I drag my mother around every now and then. She's got very limited mobility, and so it's quite often got a wheelchair or a walker in it. And of course, when the inevitable happens, we drop into a few places, get some quotes. That's in bad taste, isn't it? But a couple of very rare places you won't often see it. One's in a petrol station getting filled, and of course the other one is hanging around seedy toilet blocks. Now, I'm really conscious of the fact that it's always the worst car in the parking lot, and so with delaminating paint I decided something needed to be done about it. So despite the fact that it's kept in excellent mechanical condition, it's had a lot of work done to it, and it's always in a roadworthy state, it does look shabby, and I didn't want it to be the focus of any negative attention. So I found another guard the same under the house and scuffed it up, primed it, and we're throwing a bit of paint on with gun cam, and it ended up looking really good. So after a bit of base coat and clear, we had a beautiful shiny looking guard. The only problem was, stupid me got the paint matched off a faded part of the car. The roof of this car is very pale and down the sides is quite dark. So holding it up against the car, it was never ever going to work. It looked alright from the top, but down the sides it looked absolutely dreadful. So I went about the task of leaving the original guard on, which isn't much good really, and trying to keep the paint on the side but not on the top. Now, you can never paint a guard like this. If the paint's delaminating, the only way to do it is to take the paint off and start all over again. So I'm feathering the edge where the clear's peeled with the idea that re-clearing over the whole thing will seal it. Very doubtful, and I did express some concern with how it was going to last, but it didn't really matter. If I get a year out of it, that's all that really matters anyway. So here's the magnitude of butchery in all its glory. As I said, very wrong way to do it. So I've just given it some panel wipe and shot a bit of paint over with some clear, and it looked like total arse. It's only a little beater, but I was paranoid of the fact that someone was going to see it and say, who the hell did that? Got the A-pillar pretty good, but you can see how blotchy and horrible it is. So, enter Rosie. You having dinner, Rose?
Yeah.
After that, do you want to fix up the paint repair on the Starly that I buggered up?
Yeah.
Alright, good. So I'll let you finish dinner. Is that yours?
No, that's mine.
What did you get, a Mighty Melbourne?
No, I don't know which burger's mine though, so we'll see.
Alright, when you finish, come out and see me.
Yep, no problem.
Okay, so last week, your old man painted this and he made a hash of it, right? We did well on the top, but we didn't go terribly well on the guard. So this is what I want you to do. I want you to fix it, right? Mm-hmm. Now, a couple of things. This is metallic, so it's got little glittery bits in it,
yeah,
which makes it harder to paint than a solid colour. A solid colour is one that doesn't have any pearls or metallics or anything in it, right?
No, I know that.
And you can pretty much, you can do anything with those. They're much easier than this. What makes this even harder is the fact that the car's faded all over the place, but it's dark down the side. And the paint I've got is a crummy match. Okay. So what we're going to do, you know what that is?
It's a paint gunny.
Yeah, it's a paint gun, right? This is a touch-up gun, so it's smaller than a full-size gun, so it's great for doing things like this.
Yeah.
There are 3 knobs which I'll set up. This one does the pattern, so it can come out in a spot, which is great for doing in little corners, like that.
Yeah.
Turn it out, you get a fan, so it comes out in a big V, and that's what we want. So we just want to pass over, like that, right?
Yep.
Okay. This one's the amount of paint that comes out, which I'll turn right down until you get the hang of it.
Okay.
Right, and that one controls the air that comes in. Now, when we use this, if you grab that, squeeze the trigger gently, it gets tighter about halfway. Can you feel that?
Yeah.
Go back to the start, do it again. Can you feel where it gets tighter?
Yeah.
Okay. The first bit will just have air coming out. The second bit's where your paint starts coming out.
Oh, yeah.
Right, so you can just go with air, and then when you get to that threshold and hit it again, the paint starts coming out. This one is turned right up, so a lot of paint will come out. When I turn this down, only a tiny, tiny bit of product will come out. So the trigger only goes in the way, right? Now when you use this, you have it straight on, right? About that distance, and follow the line of the guard. The guard comes down on a slope, so you follow it. So you've got about that much, like 20 centimeters, like that.
Yeah.
Okay. When you start painting, you start the paint out here, and then go across, and then turn it off up here somewhere.
Okay.
Because if you start like that, you'll get a big blob, and it'll drip. Okay. Now, that with the solid color, who cares? See all that white stuff?
Yeah.
That's all clear where I've got a run. A run's where it all just drips down.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. A run in clear or a solid color is no big deal. A run in metallic's bad because the particulate gathers like that. See how it's darker?
Yeah.
Looks crap. So what we want to do is start here, like that. One pass and then back. Now, just start with one pass first. When you paint something, it'll come out in a fan and it's wet. So when you come back, you're covering that wet edge. So your first wetness is there, and you come back like that, so you overlap the wet edge.
Okay.
We don't have to do it on this, right? I don't want any paint down here, if we can avoid it. Doesn't matter if we do, the car's $300. So we're just going to go one pass, and then we have a look. So what I want you to do is I want you to practice. Like that, right? Have a practice, I'll get the air out, and then you can see what it's like with a bit of air.
I have the power. I have the power. So like that, and then
Not like that, because if you do this, right, if you stay in one spot like that, the paint will virtually not touch the guard there, and in the middle it'll gather, then you'll lose it again. You have to follow the line of the guard, like that, okay? Have a go at that. Come on. And you need all the floor space, so if you find it easier, sometimes I have my legs right open, so I'm down on the level with it like that. Okay? Have a go. No.
So, no.
Get close.
Give me a minute. No, okay, so we start here. And
No,
then...
you start there, like that.
Oh, okay.
Off the end, then up, and then back. Right, but we're not going back for now, we're just going to start here, and we're going to go up like that. But do it at about this speed, right? Start here. No, not that fast, Rose. Start here.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a lot to take in, because if you've not done it before, it can be confusing. Try again. We've got a dry gun, right? Oh, let's turn the air down. We'll just do a little bit of air like that. Right, so we're keeping the same distance. There we go.
Okay.
Get closer. No, and don't have it on an angle.
No, I won't.
Have it straight. Put your feet exactly where you need it to be. Get to about 20 centimetres.
Yeah.
And then maintain that distance right the way along.
Okay.
Go on then.
Ooh.
No, you just got a blob, right? Start off the end, and then come up and maintain the same distance. You might want to walk with it.
Yeah.
Or so you're in the middle, so you can reach like that.
Okay. Yeah. So right so far.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Good. Yeah. Now practice.
That wasn't so good.
Yeah,
no,
that wasn't good.
I know.
You've got to keep the distance the same.
Okay.
Watch your distance. See the guard is curved?
Oh.
So you're following the distance of the guard and you're keeping it perpendicular. So you're going like that and you're keeping it straight. So start on the end and then come up to there.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah.
Get closer. Not that close. Sort of.
Like
Go.
that?
Yeah, go. No, you just got a big run there. Because that's where you slowed down too much there.
Ah, okay. So, like
Go
that?
again, yeah, go again. No, you're too close. Look at it from where I am. Come around here. Stand there, like right where the door is. Can you see the distance between the nozzle and the panel? I'm coming off the end of the panel here, right?
Yep.
Right, so see I'm curving it?
Oh, okay.
Because I don't want paint down here. I just want it on the top.
Yeah, no, I
So
get
it
that.
fades down into it, yeah?
Okay.
So we're just going like that. But you need to stand wherever you're comfortable. Don't reach out like that. That won't work. If
Yeah.
need be, start here and walk with it, or sway onto your right foot and then back onto your left foot. If it keeps the distance the same, that's what you need to do.
Okay.
Have a go at that. Not on me. I don't want to be blue today.
Okay, so like that?
No, you're right on the guard. You'll get a run there.
Well,
Come off the end.
No, I mean the distance.
Oh, I can't see from here. Yeah, that'll be right. Uh-huh.
Too close?
Maybe even a bit up like that.
Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah,
Right.
that makes more sense.
Keep
Okay.
the distance. Then sway onto your right foot. No, you're a little bit too far, but you know what? I think you're probably getting there. Why don't, I've got to wipe this all down with panel wipe. Yep. And what we want to do is a pass. Okay, so just a moment. Think about it. It's actually difficult to imagine because, I'll show you, hang on, I've just got paint here. Just a sec. Oh, great, in the dirt. You've got to try and imagine, I haven't shown you where the fan is going to end up, right? So we want it on here, to that edge, but not too far down there.
Yep.
So you're starting off like that.
Yeah. Okay.
But if you go too close, the metallic will gather in that area like that. See
Yeah,
how
that's
crummy?
what I'm working on.
Alright, have another go.
Okay, sorry, that distance?
Yep.
Okay.
Go. That's perfect. I think that'll work. Now, this paint is really, I've got that in the dirt, so I'll use this end. See how watery it is?
Yeah.
Probably too watery actually. Alright, so this is the one. See if I open that up, we've got product. So I'm just going to use a tiny bit of product. See, it's just coming out.
Yeah.
Alright, hold that, and you'll have to put a mask on. This is a proper
Ooh.
painter's mask.
Ooh.
So, that goes around your neck, like that.
People really need this for doing the nail polish too.
Well, nail polish. Okay, hang on. I'll just tighten the straps a bit. Put that over your nose.
Yeah.
Is that too tight?
Pink nose.
Is that too tight?
No.
Alright, now, you've got a gun here. Have a go.
Alright.
See it's
No.
blotchy?
No, I'm really nervous.
That doesn't matter. Who cares?
Okay, so is this the distance?
Yeah,
Okay.
go. Yep.
Yeah?
Hang on, the cords all. Go again, Rose.
Okay. Yeah, that's okay.
Good work. Not much came out. Do it again.
Yep.
Go. Keep going. Do one more pass. Alright, so do you want to turn the paint up now?
Yeah, sure.
Alright, now we've got some real paint coming out. Now, go, 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 go. Oh, look
Like
at
that?
that. Well done. Keep going. Do it again.
Okay.
Go again. Yeah, so you're just dusting it on. See what I mean?
Yeah.
So, do it again. But do it. Try and get this bit here. So go sort of there.
Okay.
And follow that line up. Okay?
Yeah,
Try
okay.
again.
This,
Yep, go. Okay. Now you can go back again if you want.
yeah.
Yep. How about you get? Not going to get above it.
Okay.
Now, go again. Yeah, a lot of it's blowing away, I think. Try and get this bit here because that looks shite. No, you've got no product coming out. That's it. Good girl. Perfect. That's a little better already. Good girl. Okay, now, the key to it is consistent speed. You start off fast and slow down. You can do that to a point, but with a metallic colour you can't, because the pattern of the metallic will be different if you do that. I'll tell you what, Rose, it's not bad. I mean, for a little beater, do you know what I mean? Like, it's not bad. So the next part, after this has gone off, because I reckon we can probably, you can give it another couple of passes if you want, but I don't know that that's going to do much. I think it's pretty much, the card looks pretty crappy anyway.
Yeah.
But I reckon what we'll do is I'll mix up some clear. We'll let that go off. Are you happy with that?
Yep.
Do you want to give it another go, or are you comfortable with that?
Okay, I'll try it one more time. So,
Right. Yep,
like
go
this.
on. Yep, are you happy?
Yep.
How does it look? Oh, that looks pretty darn good, Rosie. I think it looks better than the job I did, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Right, let's have a look at Rosie's work. Perfect. Absolutely lovely, Rose. I think you've done that very, very well. It's consistent. It's a heck of a lot better than your dad could do. I did all right on the A-pillar, but I really, really made a mess of this. We've got a run there, which I did, and I don't normally get runs, but I got a run. And I've just masked that light off, which normally you would take that off. You don't mask stuff like that up. But it's all cleared down there, so we just need to clear up to that line. So we'll just pass over it a few times. And we're going to have a lot more products coming out this time.
Yep.
So our clear is very runny. So I'm just going to pop the clear in the gun. Right, put your mask on. Oops, hang on. Now, same sort of thing, but what we've got to do is we've got to go this way. Remember the wet edge?
Yep.
We get a wet edge and we come back the other way.
And is it like the same?
It's the same, but you're putting more product on. That was dusting it. You're dusting it to blend the colour.
Okay.
This one we're painting.
Ooh.
So go on.
Okay.
Go on. Maybe a bit slower. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Good girl, well done. So Rosie, pop your mask on. Now, what we had is it came out a bit sandy. A little bit was drying off the gun. So we put a bit of retarder in the clear. And a retarder, that's prep wash, what am I talking about? The retarder is just an agent that'll keep it wetter longer, so that as you shoot it, it'll flatten out. Right, it won't come out as, it won't feel as sandy, and it feels quite sandy there. So we'll load the gun. I've reduced this a bit more with some retarder, so it's very watery, but it's got quite a lot of clear in it. Beautiful. Perfect. Oh, well done. Okay, good. Stop. Now come down the side here. No, here.
Here?
Yep. Beautiful, Rose. Give it another hit. Look at you go. Wonderful. Stop. Let's have a look, hey? That actually looks really, really good. Ah, aren't you clever? Huh? Just let that tack off for now. It's got what's called orange peel. So, you see it looks like the skin of an orange, that's lumpy. What we'll do in a few days is we get some wet and dry, 2000 grit, which is very smooth, and we run all that out, we sand it with water and wet and dry, and then polish it, and it'll be like glass.
Yep.
You've done that really, really well. I'm impressed. Mask up now, Missy. Let's have a look at Rosie's work. Oh my gosh, Roso, look at that. I reckon that's pretty darn good. It's a heck of a lot better than your dad did. So, okay, why don't we start our masking? So what you can do, when you unmask, you always pull it off itself like that. Because if you pull straight off, it can lift paint.
Yeah.
So we just pull it off itself like that. You can see it's all dirty and mucky on that guard, but that doesn't matter. The only thing we have to do is, undo that. Be careful here because it's wet, so pull it up and away. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And what we'll do around here, you're not supposed to use newspaper on cars for cleaning. Do you know why that is? Because the paint can bleed. Yeah, paint can bleed through it. So it's not a reliable thing to do. You're supposed to use proper painter's masking stuff. Well, I did this bit well, Rose. I did that bit and we fade out to a silver. And I think you did that bit really well. So you're a champion girl. So we'll let that harden off and buff it. It won't look much better than that. But I'll get that tape off there. But you know what? Winner, winner, chicken dinner, Rose.
So.
So we've got a biscuit base with caramel and what's the white stuff?
Sorry?
What's the white stuff?
That's white chocolate.
Oh, is that?
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to be lovely. And what's the pink?
More white chocolate, but with the food colouring, so it'll have a bit of flavour.
So it's just like chocolate with caramel and a biscuit base. So it's a freaking Mars bar, right?
Basically, but a pink caramel macadamia nut kind of Mars bar.
That looks good.
It's like
I
made it.
It's like a first class Mars bar. It makes the Mars bar look so tacky.
And we can't use my mixer?
No. Not if we want the slight smell of petrol.
Oh, okay.
Will it leak?
Please stay away from children's at all times.
Alana's got a new, what's that one called?
KitchenAid.
KitchenAid.
Wait,
What are we actually doing?
I don't know.
But we don't strain sugar, right?
No. That's what we've done so far, though. I feel ridiculous, but I'm almost there.
This is bull. You're not supposed to do it like through a strainer. It barely fits through.
I'm getting there, though.
But look at this. The moment you touch it, it's compressed again. Should I have not done that?
There's a lot of things you shouldn't have done. Leave me alone, Charlie.
Just put it in, because by the time...
No!
No, put it in, because this is ridiculous.
I'm too stubborn.
I'm growing a beard in the time it's taken. Yeah, I don't think we were supposed to do it like that.
Oh well. You live and learn.
It's just stainless ceramic now.
It doesn't matter, you can rinse it out. Alright, so now what do we do? So we've got self-raising flour, we've got plain flour, we've got brown sugar.
So, then mixing coconut with the butter. With the butter,
You've got to put that on the stove, right?
So it's 90 grams of melted butter. We can just put...
Hang on. Do you want to just throw that now? And just rub it in with baking paper? Like, this is what we used to do.
I'll cut up the nuts into the caramel with a spatula, don't fill me. Alright, so I'll cut up the macadamia nuts. And we've still got stuff like the white chocolate and food colouring.
Food colouring? What are you using that for?
For the pink at the top.
Oh, right, okay.
Like that. So did you have a look how many nuts I need? On the recipe, Dad?
Sorry.
The recipe!
Oh,
Don't
sorry.
pay attention! Gosh, Rose is exactly like you, so 3/4, so 105 grams. There's 150 in this. How much was it?
3/4.
Alright, we'll put in the base.
I'm not filming that because our oven needs cleaning and I haven't done it yet. Bloody hell.
I'm tired. It's been a long day.
We're making it a longer one. What are you going to do with that bit?
We're rationing.
Hello, it's Clearline. Hello, Cleo. Sorry, Charlie. Oh yes, who's very, very special girl? You give her a fright. So, Alana, you're working tomorrow.
Yeah, I am.
Have you considered that it's like 25 past 10?
I have. And I enjoyed considering how late I'm going to stay up tonight.
Alright.
Or
Is it-
soon in the morning.
Part of being an adult, I have to suffer my own consequences that I brought upon myself.
When did Herbie die?
What?
He looks dead. That's it. I didn't film most of it, but it turned out alright. It just a little bit, we stuffed up the top a bit, but you know what? It tastes pretty good. Anyway, just a little bit of cooking. We've got a coffee one coming up as well. Anyway, look, take good care of yourselves, enjoy Classic, and I'll see you around. Can you push it? Don't move. Come on, Rosie. Not into me. Not into me. Is that where we are? No, we're further up, aren't we? Oh well. Second last load and we leave for good. Can you get it off?
I want my $20.
Oh, never mind.
I can do it.
This is frustrating. I can't do it. I failed.
It's fiddly.
Rosie, where are you going?
Yeah. I want to leave.
Come on, we'll go.